One time a while back, I was getting started with a workday and I was just doing my morning routine and I realized that I wasn't really feeling ready and up for work that day. I was more feeling kind of moody, tense, and I was just living way more in my mind than in my body. And in essence, I was feeling stuck in my masculine energy. So that day, I focused on shifting my energy. And I went through a few simple steps to move myself out of that gloomy, rigid, masculine feel. And I arrived into a freer, more empowered, and creative energy that was my feminine energy. And that's what I would like to help you do too. So here are 5 simple tips to start your workday in your feminine energy. It's really important to understand that sometimes we can do the exact same tasks or activities, but the real difference that determines how we feel while doing it and after, and how well we do it, as well as how quickly we do it, all lies in whether we're operating out of our masculine or feminine energy. And if you're wondering exactly what the difference is between the two energies, then I have an older video walking you through the different energies and what happens if you get stuck in either energy. So make sure to check that one out too. I'll link it in the description box. But in a nutshell, the masculine energy is the one that is logical, problem-solving, competitive, and action-oriented. And it's focused on achievements and success. And it is the energy that is based in the mind. The feminine energy is flowing, intuitive, compassionate. It's the nurturing and loving energy. It is creative, playful, and expressive. And this is the energy that is based in the body. And the main importance to remember when it comes to shifting from your masculine to your feminine energy is that we need to shift from acting out of our head into acting out of our bodies. So all of these tips will be about shifting your energy from your mind and into your body that you can focus on during your morning routine or on your way to work, or just in essence before you start that workday. So the first tip in starting your workday from your feminine energy is to ask yourself how you feel and really listen to the responses from your body and your emotions. So whenever you ask yourself, just ask yourself, how do I feel? Do not start the answer with, I think I feel, because then you're in your mind. What you need to start with is, I feel. So maybe you feel content, peaceful, excited, adventurous, sensual, supported, sad, focused, frustrated, depleted, upset, or irritated. And it's not about judging your feelings, and it might not even be about fixing your feelings. It's just about listening to them. And sometimes we get so scared of acknowledging how we feel because we feel like it's either gonna make or break our day, or it's gonna be such a big deal, or we don't know how to fix it, so we don't even want to listen to it. But just remember that it doesn't have to be you fixing how you feel. It's just about you acknowledging that, yep, today I feel a bit frustrated. And that's okay. And then you can take that into account that maybe you make an effort to make sure that you get some alone time and some peace and quiet during your lunch break, just so you can make sure that you don't push your battery way too much. Or maybe it's just about acknowledging it and just being like, yeah, I don't know what to do with that, but at least now I know that I'm feeling a bit frustrated today. And also just in this tip, add in things that you sense. So focus on what you're sensing in your body and use your senses. What kind of things do you smell? What kind of things do you hear? And what kind of things do you sense in your body? So maybe you feel tense or relaxed. Maybe you feel sore from yesterday's workout, or maybe you feel tired. And this is something that you can do while doing other things. So you can do it while having your breakfast, or going for a morning walk, or even as part of your commute. The second tip to start your workday from your feminine energy and to ensure that you are moving yourself from your mind and into your body is to activate your body and move your body. So this can be things like doing a workout or going for a walk, dancing, or even just taking a shower and feeling how that feels, or maybe even getting a little massage in the morning. And it can be as short or long as possible and as fits into your schedule and into your morning. And it could be something that you do on its own, so like doing a workout, or it can also be something that you do while doing something else. So maybe you're preparing your breakfast and while you're doing so, you're dancing to your favorite music, or maybe you dance while you get ready in the morning. Hi there, I'm Antonia and I talk about all things feminine self-development, including things like cycle syncing, feminine energy, and feminine archetypes. And what I ultimately want with this channel is to help women truly understand and cherish the powers of the feminine within them. So if that's something that you feel like you could need a little bit more of, make sure to click that subscribe button and keep on watching. And the third tip to activate your feminine energy and ensure that you start your workday in your feminine energy is to bring out some of those feminine strengths and qualities. So that can be things like actually getting ready in the morning. So not just working from your pajamas or throwing on whatever t-shirt you could find, but actually taking a little bit of effort and a little bit of thought into getting yourself ready and maybe putting on an outfit that you love or accessorizing with some jewelry. And essentially just taking some time to get yourself ready. Or you can also draw on some of the other feminine qualities like the nurturing and tending to your plants in the morning and just making sure that they're watered and tended to. Or showing some compassion and love to your partner by asking them about their day and giving them your support. Or maybe it's simply in giving a friendly smile to a stranger. Or giving your coworker a compliment before you sit down at your desk. It can be anything. The point is just to bring forward that loving, free, compassionate, playful, feminine energy. And tip number 4 to start your workday from a feminine energy is to create a more feminine atmosphere and a more feminine working environment. So this can be like lighting some candles, or maybe putting on some nice background music while you're working, or just making sure that you have some beautiful items in your workspace, whether that is a home office or an office at work, or even if you just kind of have a little cubicle and a desk, just adding a few different items that make you happy and that look pretty. And also make sure that your workspace is organized and tidied before you start working. And other things you can do is maybe grab yourself a beverage that you like. So grabbing yourself a nice cup of tea or some iced tea or some sparkling water. And the point of all of this is essentially just to make your working environment more appealing and enjoyable to you. And then the 5th tip on starting your workday from your feminine energy is to make sure that you are focusing on the process as opposed to the end results. And you can focus on this both in your morning routine and before you start work, as well as just throughout the day at work. So check in with yourself. Ask yourself every now and then if you're getting fixated on the outcomes, or if you're really just allowing yourself to enjoy the process and you focus more on quality than quantity. Because all of that is going to help you start your workday from the right energy and start your workday already feeling more flowing and free and empowered and creative and passionate. And that's going to help you throughout your day as well. And then just a little bonus tip for during your workday, incorporate the aspect of creation wherever you can. Because again, the feminine is creative and is more focused on the process than the end result. So you can do this both at work, but you can also do it at home when you come back or home from work. So that can be things like creating this month's plans or schedule, creating goals for yourself and your team, maybe planning your meals, creating new systems. Or when you do get home, it can be things like creative hobbies that you just do for fun, or maybe cooking or baking and essentially creating a meal. So again, remember that we can do the same task or activity. It's not the task itself that changes how we feel about the task and how well we do the task. It's about the energy that we put into it. And so if you can shift your mind into focusing on, I'm not just doing this, I'm actually creating something here. If you can focus on the process more than you think about exactly the end result and how the outcome is going to look like. And if you create a nice atmosphere and you already put yourself in a more feminine state and you've checked in with yourself and you know how you're feeling, and you know what your body is feeling, and you're also feeling a bit nicer because you've put yourself together today, then all of those things is going to help you do the same things that you need to do, but from a completely different state of mind and a completely different energy. And I gotta tell you, when I did that on that workday, and I've done it multiple times since then as well, I was feeling completely differently and I was enjoying my workday, even though in the morning the last thing I wanted to do was work. And I was enjoying it and I was getting so much out of it, and at the end of the day I had completed so many tasks, but I was feeling great. I wasn't feeling burnt out or depleted or exhausted. So then, as a final little tip before we wrap up, if you often feel like after a workday, you're kind of back in that doing, end result oriented, logical, masculine energy, and you're wanting to come home to feeling free, relaxed, present, and in your feminine energy, then I really recommend downloading my free 2-step guide that walks you through a super simple exercise, which takes honestly less than 5 minutes, that I personally use almost every day to come home to my feminine energy, redefine success for myself, and actually feel fulfilled now as opposed to someday in the future when I have that thing, and just feel my best even after a heavy work day. So check out the link in the description box to grab yours too. And with that, as always, I hope that this video brought you some value, and if it did, I hope you will click that like button. And also let me know in the comments if some of these are things that you want to start doing, or if you've tried some of them and you've gotten some benefit, or if there are other things that you like to do to make sure that you start your workday from your feminine energy, then I would love to know, and I'm sure that other women would appreciate knowing as well. Make sure to subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss out on any new videos, and in the meantime, check out these videos.